The approach and landing manoeuvre is an extension from the takeoff, which we discussed in the previous video. In this one we're starting on base leg just due to time constraints. So the aircraft is now established on base leg. You can see that it has reduced power and is now in a standard descent. Now we're doing a descending turn onto finals. It's quite a long final, and this gives us an opportunity to pick up the runway, which will be coming into view shortly, and talk through the approach and landing phase. At this stage the aircraft is still clean, but as we do approach, the airfield will be taking some flap and reducing our speed to the approach speed, which typically is about 60 knots on the Cessna aircraft. The important thing to notice when you're flying a approach, you can see here we're just passing through 900 feet and we have a vertical speed of about 500 feet per minute, is the attitude in the window. If you maintain the runway with a certain constant perspective in the windscreen of the aircraft, with all other conditions, that is power, speed, etc., remaining constant, you'll have a constant gradient approach to the runway. So some flap have been taken now. I think there's one more stage to be extended. Ideally, we're approaching 500 feet, so you want to be fully established on finals, all checks, landing checks completed, and then all you have to do is worry about the safe approach and landing. It's what we term stabilised approach. Full flap is extended there now. So once that's extended, you would have run your landing checks, whatever the instructor has taught you, or if you have a checklist. One of the ones I used to use was puff, was pitch, full fine, undercarriage down, flaps, full flaps or landing flaps, and cowl flaps if applicable on the aircraft you're flying. You see the runway coming into view there, and on the left hand side there's 2 red and 2 white lights. That's what we call the PAPI system, and that's indicating this approach is on slope. I won't go into the details of that now, but you can see how the runway is maintaining a constant perspective in the windscreen. We're coming down over the threshold there now. It's starting to disappear under the nose of the aircraft, so we want to start arresting the sink, going to the flare, reducing power, just holding it off there, and touch down. Using the rudders to maintain directional control on the runway, maintain the centre line. Don't be too anxious to apply brakes. Let the aircraft decelerate. And it's a good idea to, when you do apply brakes, to have back pressure on the control column, just to avoid the propeller or nose wheel striking the ground, especially if you're on a rough country dirt strip. Vacating the runway. If you're at a control zone, you'd contact ground, and once you're clear of the active runway, you perform your after landing checklist.